Okay, so now we're going to talk about the history of magazines, particularly in the U.S. It is the first national mass medium that took advertising. 1663, first magazine published in Germany was called Erbauliche Monas Unterdungen. Uh-oh. Sorry, I apologize for that. There was a gentleman's magazine in 1731. Remember, you had to have leisure to be able to read these things. And working folks didn't have that. 1770, first women's magazine, the ladies' magazine. There you can see a little copy of it. The gentleman's magazine on top. 1896, pulp fiction magazines, cheap wood pulp paper. Time magazine, 1923. News Analysis magazine, started by Henry Luce. Esquire, started in 1933, now owned by Hearst. 17, first magazine devoted to kids. Here's an old one, Collier's Christmas, 1927. That looks most gammon. Is that a word? G-A-M-I-N? I think so. By the way, a lot of famous novels were published in serial form in magazines. There's Charles Dickens. We know him as the author of The Christmas Carol and Oliver Twist and David Copperfield and Great Expectations. And he published, chapters in magazines. So you'd subscribe to the magazine to finish reading the book. Same with Sherlock Holmes. These Sherlock Holmes stories were published in monthly magazines. That's how they were introduced. That's how they came out. You have to get each issue to keep up with it. Here's a gentleman, W.E.B. Du Bois, born in 1868, died at the age of 95 in, I think, 1964 or so. First African American to get a doctoral degree from Harvard University. He was a sociologist and author. He was one of the founders of the NAACP. Very influential and brilliant man. Published a magazine in 1910 called The Crisis, trying to get out news and opinions about race relations in the United States. $1 a year, 10 cents a copy. More the history of magazines. Mid-19th century means the mid-1800s. Available for middle class, it was only upper class. First family magazines, Dickens' Household Words. Okay, Charles Dickens stories. And they kept trying to cut the price of magazines. And printing got faster, paper got cheaper. And this point, the late 19th century means 1880s, 1890s. Magazines, one of the first leading media in the world. First ad agency established in 1890. And this saw the establishment of national household good brands like Ivory bar soap from Procter & Gamble and other products like that national brands wanted to advertise. Coca-Cola in national magazines. Here's an early ad for Ivory bar soap. 99 and 44 100s pure. You can wash your hair with Ivory bar soap. Here's a black and white full page ad. Here's another Ivory bar soap. 99 and 44 100% pure. It floats in the bathtub. Here's more doctors advise Ivory than any other soap. Another ad. magazine ad. So advertisers like Procter & Gamble wanting to reach women, or in these women's oriented family housekeeping, good housekeeping magazines with these ads. Here's another one. Young looking skin runs in an Ivory soap family. And here's another one. This is for Ivory liquid dishwashing detergent. And they're, believe it or not, Procter & Gamble's position for this was that the more you did dishes, the younger your hands looked, thanks to Ivory liquid. I worked on Ivory liquid for a while at Compton Advertising. Procter & Gamble's one of Procter & Gamble's leading ad agencies. I joined Compton Advertising after getting my MBA from Columbia University. First I worked on Duncan Hines Cake Mix, then I worked on Cascade dishwashing detergent, then I worked on Ivory liquid. And P&G had just come out with Dawn dishwashing liquid, which removed grease and was rapidly on its way to becoming the #1 product. And we held focus groups with women who did dishes who told us that doing dishes doesn't make my hands look better. I don't care what the detergent is. That's bullshit. Yeah, so Ivory liquid was the #1 and got eclipsed by Dawn, which was just a more effective dishwashing detergent. Back to William Randolph Hearst, Henry Luce, Britton Haddon. So, Time magazine again, started by Henry Luce. The idea for the magazine was a Yale classmate of Henry Luce, Britton Haddon, was the editor of Time. And Time then came out with Life magazine for pictures, Sports Illustrated, Money magazine, Fortune magazine, beauty magazines. Elle magazine, launched by Helene Gordon Lazareff, was Elle magazine started in France. It was a weekly. And Dior advertised after World War II. Coco Chanel returned. 1 million copies a year in 1960. 1 out of 6 French women regularly read it. Okay. Elle magazine. Twen, released in Germany in '59. That was a teen magazine. Of course, we know we have younger women magazines. This one is, I think, beyond 17 magazine. Cosmo gets a little sexier. Okay. Future of magazines. Well, what can we say? A lot of people still reading magazines. 221 million. By the way, magazine subscriptions boomed during COVID. Why? Because people had leisure time. They were stuck at home. They wanted something nice to do except look at the screen. So, print magazines, popular. Having my morning cup of coffee and reading my magazine, Outside Magazine, which I couldn't do. I couldn't maybe get outside, but I could read about it. Now we have Apple Plus offering online magazine subscriptions very reasonably. Another company called Zinio offering digital magazines. So, will printed magazines ever go away? Well, will printed newspapers go away? Will printed books go away completely? I don't know. Each of us has his or her own opinion about that. But I think the main thing is the content stays. It's a storehouse magazine. It comes from the Arabic word makazen, which means storehouse. It's a storehouse of content, entertaining content, variety of content, all with a similar point of view or about a similar topic. You like that topic. You like that point of view. You buy a subscription. You love your magazine, whether it's paper or online. I think people are going to continue loving their magazines and their new life on that old tree. So you're going to submit one sentence that sums up what's special about magazines. You're going to submit that in the week 6 folder. You'll see an assignment for that. Yeah, oh, that's cute. You're going to submit 3 things learned in one muddy. There's a Padlet discussion where you're asked to go out and find a magazine and dig through it a little bit. It can probably just be the magazine you brought for the class. That'd be fine. That'd be groovy. You're going to do a media analysis using the Smemberger format. You're going to study for the midterm. This is the last new content you're getting before the midterm exam. All right, for the online class, the midterm exam will be posted. I'll leave it up for a week. Once you start it, you've got to finish it, but it'll be up for a week. And if you have questions, just email me, and I'll keep an eye on my phone and get back to you. Okay. This is the Smamber, just to remind you. So what did we do today? I encourage you to get your questions and concerns in via your 3 things I learned, 1 or 2 or 4 things muddy. We did a lecture on magazines, and we talked about what's due. The midterm posted the 15th, finished by the 22nd. And that is that.